Matero Golden Bridge, James number 8, James Pereira. Golden Bridge, Napsa Icons, James number 7, Jermaine Sisiti Mahiro. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Purple Road, Golden Bridge, Purple Belt, James number 9, Spoiler Bella. Snake Master. Ladies and gentlemen, Peace Court, Stevie, a.k.a. Jonah, Warrior James number 2. International, from Munali, Warrior James number 11, Anthony Munali. Ladies and gentlemen, Warrior James number 2, Harrison Tafuga. Wearing James number 13, Gina Chipuri. The man behind, wearing James number 14, Douglas from Matero. Ladies and gentlemen, the under-20 captain 2018, Munali. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach, Matero, the assistant, Dennis Zulu, team manager, Jeremiah Tango, Satisa, John Zulu, team doctor, Chancellor Mahiro. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw Munali enter the Zambia Basketball Federation from the building. Now we are in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing James number 4, Eric Kabambe. Ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe International, Reuters former player, Warrior James number 5, International Mahiro. Ladies and gentlemen, we watch this one go up in the 1,000 points. Now, with the Munali Sands, the captain on the side, Musonda Chisala, James Nelson. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing James number 7, all the way from the capital, Zaminga Simona. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 MVP it's a general, wearing just Gemini, Daniel Bashande. Ladies and gentlemen, from Matero Magic B, wearing jersey number 2, wearing jersey number 30, from Matero, who's the person? Timothy Malama. Jersey number 14, from my booth, Soldier, Nabu Sabuje. Jersey number 15, from the Bank Master, Zambia National Basketball Team, player, Titus Munali. Ladies and gentlemen, Munali Sands is first guy. Head coach, Harry Tansa, assistant coach, Bernard Musenda, team manager, Shabana Kapopo, station, Chris Sinandabo. Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start. The referee of this game. First referee FIFA Sunday Ressa. First umpire Williams Sikapanda. And our very own second umpire Petros Munali. And the commissioner of this game is no other than Africa-LITOVIA. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the worship, the mayor of Lusaka, Mao Santa, and the Zambia Basketball Federation, President Charlie Fawaz, and the former Zambia Basketball President, the National Olympic Committee Secretary General Dr. finisher. Finisher. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the preliminaries of the NBA Africa. Whoever wins here represents the country in the NBA Africa tournament. This year we have players who managed to secure the place, but we are not perfect. Just yesterday, we managed to raise 27,500 kwacha for the New Year's Choice donation. Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships 2020 season. The Munali versus the Matero series 4-4. The deciding game of the champion is today. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019-2020 Women's Champions. They've been joined for the first 3 days. The Matero Blues. The bully champions are the bully champions, the KSM Giants. We are welcoming you to the quarter over. It's on. KSM Giants, we are welcoming you to the Super League. The league that doesn't take sides. You've seen the older players, the Napsa Hurricanes bow down, letting the Matero Magic and the Munali play in the final. It's been an interesting series, ladies and gentlemen. The Munali took the first game, then we saw Magic take the second and third, break the fourth. Munali now we are taking to the big day, which is today. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Munali tournament. In the match, we have 42 clubs representing the two countries. It's going to be held here at the National Sports Development Center, Zamshu, and the OIPC. So let's get ready and await the Munali tournament, which is up on Monday of March. FIBA referee all the way from the top belt, Sandra Nelson, Empire 1 million, Sikapanda, Empire 2, Pegos, Kumamba, commissioner of this game, Mr. Dani Chawela. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. After this game, we have the prize presentation. The winning champions of the Women's League, Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship. The next on the road to the championship. The Hannies, the Buffaloes who knocked out Magic Sparks. And then in the finals, we have Buffaloes versus the Naxo Breeze. For the Munali Suns, Daniel Crescendo. There is number 15. Munali Suns, Titus McConnell. There is number 12. Charles Scotty. There is number 13, number 3. There is number 10. Number 2. There is number 5. Agipa, Musili. There is number 15. Bogani, 0. There is number 11. Anthony Mutumbo. Tialana. Bole.
Majezi wamachinjana last time ndo zijana mba
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, thank you for joining us here in Lusaka, where a tight, high pressure, high intensity, high movement and spectacular game between Munali and Matero Magic is underway. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed Game 5, and of course, the name is Winston Mavoro, broadcasting live on Prism TV Africa YouTube page. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm with my usual compatriot, Fabian Mbuku.
Hi, Wendyson. How are you doing today? Wendy, like we said yesterday, yes, it was mostly expected that the Magic would come through in Game 4 and just close on the series. But we saw some spectacular basketball yesterday from Eddie, who came in and scored 3 straight baskets, and eventually putting the Suns up to a victory. And today is nothing but thrilling, seeing a very tight, close game, 9-7, 2 points. And there's 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and this is what we expected in today's game: a very tight, thrilled game.
It is a very high pressure, tight game, and of course, Munali Suns, in my opinion, MJ, it is actually a battle of experience versus hunger, determination. Who wants it more? Is it the person that has more experience, or is the person that wants it more? But of course, in sports, anything can happen. I mean, it is all about the person who wants it more. Bongani attempts a 3-point and fails to convert. Jason picks the rebound. Eric takes it up. The man that had a very lovely game. And, ladies and gentlemen, Eric converts. He had a very wonderful game yesterday, MJ.
And this is what we're expecting even today, Wendy. In yesterday's game, we saw a lot of hunger from the Suns, and this is what we're also seeing today. The Magic remained dominant, in the first 3 quarters of the game yesterday, but we saw Munali coming back to an 8-point deficit to actually come and, win the entire game all in all. Munali have continued to show hunger, and now as we have Antonio on the free throw line attempting 2 baskets.
I think Munali have actually gotten to realize that jersey number 4, Eric, is actually one of their secret, or could be, their secret weapon, especially when it comes to playing against Matero Magic, and obviously we've seen Magic making a change, bringing in somebody who's got pace, which is Spoikan, and I think Spoikan obviously can do his best, but a guy like Eric is very difficult to guard because he's very fast, he's very small, he can put the ball on the floor very, smooth, and he's got very good finish.
You said we saw Eric yesterday coming in the third quarter, making a lot of conversions. Eric had made if we could remember right, a 3-4 assists, especially those passes that were going to Eddie. And this is what we're seeing from this guy yesterday. Just going penetrating through the defense. He attempts a three-pointer. Eric falls short. We saw Eric penetrating through the defense yesterday and converting about 3-4 layups, and this is what we're also seeing today. But we are eagerly interested in seeing Eddie perform today, because yesterday he seemed so fired up. As we see Antonio make that basket into tying the game. So Wendy, we're interested in seeing Eddie today, as he was the fans' favorite. People chanting MVP for him, and so we are hoping to see more of what we saw yesterday.
I was actually coming to you with that particular line of thought, MJ. When we begin to talk about the MVP conversation, we know that Eddie Vumba is a name that doesn't even need introduction or doubt, because the man has been delivering for Munali Suns, and we know that obviously if this goes to Munali Suns, definitely the people's favorite is Eddie Vumba. And I was checking out on social media yesterday, and from the Magic side I was seeing the name Jermaine appearing, and people selecting him as their obviously possible most valuable player in this particular series. So we're yet to see until the final whistle, and obviously we'll see, especially today, on how the game will go.
Indeed, Wendy, our both players quite a consistent series. What we've liked about him is that he has not shown only just in the series, but also during the week. He's been very consistent, and he showed the hunger, and yesterday's game particularly, he took that to the next level, and that's what we want to see today. Obviously, he came in with sensitive baskets. We saw a three-pointer coming in the last 3 minutes of the game. Just make another good layup. Reject and Titus gets a foul. It is getting interesting here at Nasdaq in Lusaka. The Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships are currently underway. The crowd is wild as Titus just rejected Jermaine on the other side of the floor, and of course he went on the other side of the floor and committed a foul. He's actually on the line right now trying to convert from Munali Suns, who are currently leading by a basket. Titus attempts one and he misses. We should also note, Wendy, that yesterday we had this similar situation when it was 69 up, and we saw Titus on the free throw line, and he converted one that eventually led to a victory for the Suns yesterday. Currently, it's safe to say that Titus is currently averaging about 47% on the free throw line. Antonio continues to show his dominance. Antonio for the drive, kick out, Spoikan with the ball, he kicks in. Oh, and it's not good. And a foul is called on Spoikan. Eric has continued to show his resilience on the ball. It is, ladies and gentlemen, a high-pressure, high-intensity game here in Lusaka. The Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. It is Game 5. Yesterday, in a very dramatic play between Matero Magic and Munali Suns, we saw Munali Suns forcing Game 5, and of course, as it stands right now, the scores are 30.
to 11 baskets in favor of Munali Suns. We cannot say exactly who seems to have the upper hand at the moment, as both teams are displaying very good high-level basketball here in Zambia. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that do not actually know that this is an interesting encounter between the two teams, MJ, is the fact that Matero the national championship more than 15 times, and they've won the league, countless times. But here is the determined, resilient, tenacious Munali Suns who are coming into this particular encounter saying, we don't care the history that you have, we're all interested in the moment, and we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we have a shot at that brilliant trophy.
So went on, Munali Suns coming in as an underdog with the feeling that they have nothing to lose on this game. They are not known out there. They are not known across the entire continent, as opposed to Matero Magic. Munali Suns is just coming in and saying, look guys, we gotta leave it all on the floor. And interestingly enough, that I had a chat with Eddie yesterday. He told me that, look, I just want to take this game personal because I just want to win. He told me he just wants to win, and this is the hunger that we see living today in today's game.
Indeed, and of course Eddie is a man that does not fall short of his word, as demonstrated not only during the finals from game 1, but also in the regular season. We've seen him put up quite some serious numbers, and not only that, but just pushing and thrashing. Spoiken brings up the ball from Matero Magic, who start this particular to catch the basketball near the baseline. It is now jersey number 5 brings up the ball from Munali Suns, hands it over to Jason, who is playing on the sideline, and Munali Suns marksman Eddie Vumba returns it to Jason, who from inside but cannot find him. Eddie has the ball, and Fred and Douglas rather ease on Eddie, who tries to take it across. Mike Banda catches it, attempts but fails to convert. Douglas gets the rebound, and Fred Kyler pushes it forward for Matero Magic, is double teamed, and Eddie almost gets the steal. One thing I love about Munali Suns, MJ, is the fact that these guys are so coordinated, so disciplined with regards defense. It doesn't matter the style of defense that they're playing. It could be man defense, it could be zone, but they are always disciplined. Spoikan converts for Matero Magic, who now evens up the scores at 13 apiece.
And we saw this happening yesterday when Munali Suns sat in a 3-2 zone defense, playing aggressively and not letting anything inside. We see Mike scoring a 2-point there. The Munali Suns continue to play a 3-2 zone defense yesterday, and today we are seeing what looks like a 1-2-2 zone defense. This is forcing the Magic to shoot the ball. However, we've seen a little bit of resilience when we're seeing Spoikan try to cut through the zone defense, and now we've also seen Jermaine go in just to cut through the zone defense.
Douglas gets a foul there for Matero Magic, and he will be making 2 on the line. It is 15-13 here at Nasdaq in Lusaka, where the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships is currently underway between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. Douglas misses the first one. Matero Magic center, and these in a very crucial and critical Game 5, MJ, these are very crucial points that either team has to convert, especially this opportunity that Douglas seems to have on the line at the moment.
Undoubtedly so, Wendy. I would quote Coach Cuthbert on this one. He once said, championships are won on the line, and we saw that even yesterday with Mike. Had a Mike not scored that free throw yesterday, we wouldn't have seen Suns in this game. And Tina Shea is rejected by Douglas. Ladies and gentlemen, Game 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals between Matero Magic and Munali Suns. The crowd is very, very expectant, and you can literally hear from the cheers of you that have the opportunity to be watching this particular broadcast on Prism TV Africa. you will agree with me that after each and every play on either side, the crowd just goes berserk, because there's so much there is so much at stake, especially on this particular. Munali Suns believers want to see the championship change hands, but the question is, can Munali Suns, ladies and gentlemen, make history? Well, an even ground has been provided. It is a game time which is regulated by time, and of course we're here to see who's going to carry the day. For those of you that are watching us via YouTube, we appreciate your presence over there. Let us know where you're watching from, and of course let us know where you put your money on, as Munali Suns Tinashe banks it in to extend further the lead from Munali Suns. Fred brings it up and tries to go in, kicks it out to Spoikan, who gives it to Jermaine, who hands it over to Fred, who takes it back to Jermaine. Jermaine then tries to go in. Fred attempts a three-point play but fails to make it, and Cholwe gets the rebound and hands it over to Tinashe. I mean, MJ, I don't know what your thoughts are, but what do you think Zambian basketball would look like if we start, if we get to a time where it is no longer Pacers or Matero Magic that win the championship, but you've got teams like Munali Suns that have shown fight, resilience, hard work, and doing everything that it takes to make sure that they secure this particular chip?
What seems so interesting about Munali Suns is that they came from the B League not too long ago, and they've continued to rise and rise and rise and rise. We saw them in the national championships even last year. Okay, so we're having the new face of the national championships, has a younger team, a more hungrier team. Okay, but yes, like you said, Wendy, this is a more experienced Magic team against a hungry Munali Suns. What Munali Suns seems to be denying is that last year they were kicked out, and this year they're saying, no, we have an opportunity, guys, and we can take this. As opposed to last year, the final the championships were a 3-game series. This year is the 5-game series, so both teams had an opportunity, to actually win the game over. We see another missed free throw from Munali Suns. Spoikan again, and Antonio with the putback. Antonio has continued to remain very dominant in this series. Interestingly enough, yesterday went on, and we saw, Agrippa playing more minutes, on the floor than we did Fred. And Eddie misses a three-pointer. So we are interested in seeing how the approach will be today with the Magic bench.
Interesting, clever play a while ago over there from Tinashe, who literally sent Spoikan to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the biggest stage of Zambian basketball here in Lusaka. The Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. You will get to see more of those plays as Mike Banda rejects Douglas from making, and of course he also misses a putback. Fred gets the basketball for Matero Magic as he charges forward. Munali Suns up by a point as Jermaine takes the ball from a 45. Jermaine calls for a screen from Antonio, and Jermaine charges in right inside for a quick layup but fails to convert. Edivumba fails to keep that ball in play and hands it over to Spoikan. Fred attempts a three-point play, fails to make it, and Antonio is adequately boxed out by Titus, who's been very impressive, by the way, from Munali Suns. Tinashe with the basketball as Munali Suns looks to make something out of this particular possession. Fred applies some pressure, but the referee says it is still Munali Suns' possession. It is a timeout, ladies and gentlemen, here at Nasdaq in Lusaka, where the national championship is currently underway between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. 5 minutes into the second half, and Munali Suns is up by 1.
Whoever wins this game is going to represent us at the Basketball Africa. There will be Zambia.
Suns remind me of the younger Onza Pacers when they're just coming into the game very hungry, you know, and they're starving for that national championship. You know what would be beautiful to see, you know, objectively, is the smile on their faces if they win this game. You know, winning the national championship for the very first time. You know, this would be quite incredible for them, especially that, you know, they are all under 25, 26 years of age. They are young, so having that excitement to win the national championship is a feeling that, you know, you'd want to see on a younger face. Wendy, tell us, have you ever won a national championship yourself?
Well, I've been on teams, of course, but you know, those days, you know, we never even used to play, you know, we never used to get to have play time. So I would say, you know, we had the senior guys that obviously won it for us, you know. And you know, talking about Munali San's similarity with the Unza Pacers, I totally agree with you on that particular point, because these guys are displaying very, very good, you know, basketball, you know, adherence to plays, as we've seen Unza Pacers in the past, you know, outplaying their opponents by effectively executing systems that they're given by their coaches and strategies. And that is exactly what Unza Pacers is all about. It doesn't matter what you bring on the table. As long as Unza Pacers has got, you know, their plays right, they will beat you to it. Jermaine scores for Magic as Magic is leading Munali Suns by a point, and that is 19 to 18. Ladies and gentlemen, Titus banks it home for Munali Suns, and the crowd says, yeah, that's what we came to see.
This is obviously the dominance we want to see, you know, the entire game. We have seen that Munali San have employed what seems to be a man-on-man defense, and they are trying to discourage any three-point shots from the Matero Magic. Douglas with the ball. He attacks. Oh no, it's not good. Fred attempts it. Oh no! Fred for the three-point play, and who have an opportunity to go on the free throw line. Fred will attempt one free throw with an intention to break the tie. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Frederick Kayela on the line, attempting to take a free throw. Sangamula, you know, coming into this game, you know, you have also been, you know, a regular appearance in the national championships. What's your view on this game?
You know, it's one of those games where it's a 50-50 kind of situation, so we don't know which side it's going. I can't. If I was a betting man, I wouldn't know where to put my money on right now, but since I ain't, I'm just gonna love and enjoy this game right now. So I don't know, like I don't really know which side, man. It's entertaining. That keeps the game entertaining, because if I came here and knowing which side, no, it would have been boring. Right now, this is one of those games where I had to see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, back to you.
Thank you very much, Sangamula. That's Sangamula, one of the you know, Hall of Famers in the Zambian Basketball League.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is actually our guest commentator, if we may call him that way, Chisanga, who has a very quite rich history where Zambian basketball is concerned. I remember the time that I was joining the league. He's one of the guys that I found in the league, and you know, got to play together at some point. Bit of a defense from Douglas over there, and it still remains Munali Sun's possession as Magic makes a change and brings on Augustine Kinda on jersey number 4. Zaninga inbounds the basketball for Munali Suns as Jason picks it up and hands it over right inside, and Magic managed to defend that particular possession successfully. Augustine comes, hands it over to Fred, who tries to go inside, but Munali Sun's defense is actually very much in place, clogged within the key to prevent Fred from driving. Augustine tries to take it in. Augustine kicks it out to Jermaine, who passes it to Fred. Fred attempts a three-point play, but fails to convert. Munali Suns gets the ball after a very, very successful box-out play.
And this is what is expected, you know, with the entire game. that we've seen that Munali Suns have gone into a tight man-to-man defense and tried to discourage the three-point, shooting. So we have not seen, Fred do his three-point shooting. We've neither seen Agrippa, shooting that three-point shot. You correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, but we have not seen a three-point shot, a successful three-point shot from the Magic. And this is what Munali Suns is doing right now, employing a man-to-man defense, trying to discourage the shots. And now we've seen Magic trying to go inside and penetrate the defense from the Munali Suns, but they've equally been unsuccessful in finishing those layups. And this is what we're seeing in today's game.
Munali Suns is actually having quite a very Eddie fails to make it as Jermaine goes out for that rebound, and unfortunately he loses it, and it still remains Munali Suns' possession. But yeah, MJ, talking about Magic trying to penetrate to break the defense, I think at the moment it is very unsuccessful. If you can just go back a little bit, almost 3 possessions Magic has failed to penetrate because Munali Suns are playing 3-2 defense, and their movement is so thorough such that whoever tries to penetrate, guys are on the right places at the right time, making it very difficult. So it is a call for Magic for them to be able to start, trying to find something else. Munali Suns tries to attempt. It still remains Munali Suns basketball.
We've seen quite a slow start for Eddie today, as he has not shown what he showed us yesterday in the dying minutes of the game. Having a pretty slow start, but we are pretty sure he could pick up, going forward. And we saw a block, a rejection. Cholo with the ball.
Better feeling. Names right here, man. If you want to be known, if you want to be who's who of basketball, this is the time. Man. You can't go to sleep. You can't go to sleep.
I mean, Chish, you've had the opportunity to play at this level, and MJ was just talking about Eddie having a slow start, being a key player for Munali Suns. I mean, just help us understand. I mean, as a person who has played at this particular level, should we conclude that he's having a bad day, or obviously we expect him to pick up as the match progresses?
In a situation like this, man, you're going to have ups and downs. But in a scenario like this, where it's a finals game, he definitely has to pick up. You can't go to sleep when the team needs you the most. So it's one of those situations where no matter who you are in basketball, this is the time you got to show up. You know what it is.
That was Chish, ladies and gentlemen, a basketball player who has been at this stage before. Douglas turns it over for Magic as Agrippa charges forward, but Eric sits on him very firm and says, I'm not going to let you pass me. Just like that, Augustine finds Jermaine, who attempts a three-point play but fails to convert. Jason pushes it forward, gives it to Cholwe. Cholwe finds Eric, who's alone on the three-point line, drives but fails to score. Brilliant defense from Eric, ladies and gentlemen, and Munali Suns have now gotten themselves a foul. MJ, that is a beauty. That is what I love about Eric from Munali Suns. He's a player who just does not give up on a play. He missed a layup, but challenged Jermaine on the ball and bit into it. And now Munali Suns have an opportunity to extend or catch up with Magic as they are down by a basket.
We see a timeout being called by Magic there. Talking of Eric, you see what happened. We're having a discussion. Eric is a guy that is sitting arguably at 5'5", 5'6", and see him doing all those marvelous moves. It's quite a beauty to see, and this is brilliant. And we've seen that Magic have put Jermaine at the top, and we've also seen Agrippa, on the three-point shooting. And we also see Fred also at the top there. We're trying to see some more encouragement on the Magic side to have them shoot the ball a little bit more as opposed to driving. Diversity being employed by the Magic right now.
I think another thing, MJ, that should not go without mention is the fact that Magic's strength is normally post play. But in the first half so far, we've seen Munali Suns successfully managing to make sure that Magic does not have that opportunity to take the ball more inside, and that is something that they are brilliantly executing as a team. You know very well that Magic has got players that if we take it on, say, one-on-one, Monga can definitely outmuscle Mike, he can outmuscle Titus. But Munali Suns are playing very beautiful defense such that Magic are failing. The guards cannot successfully take the ball inside to their forwards who can have an advantage. Munali Suns have converted on the line. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is 22 apiece here in
Jermaine attempts. Oh, Jermaine, and it's good. We've seen some of the Magic players coming, to fruition as their shooters are now converting. Oh, Jackson is blocked. It's going to be a foul, and the foul is called. Jackson will go to the line.
It's amazing. It's amazing how emotions are high in this particular arena in Lusaka. The moment the referee gave Munali Suns that particular foul, the whole crowd, Magic supporters, sympathizers just went crazy in protest, saying, no, that was a clear block. And you can rightly see Monga is still talking to the referee, saying, I did not foul the gentleman. All I did was simply block the basketball.
And this is quite normal in the national championship games, and we're going to see more of this. And you could understand the players because they understand that every foul given to them is going to cost them at some point in the game, because you're trying to remain as efficient as you can, but with as less fouls as you can have. All right. So we're now seeing some changes on the Munali Suns as the two players that did not play yesterday's game, Timothy and Musonda, on the floor, trying to assist. The offensive side of the game.
Titus out jumping Monga Chipili from Magic over there to secure that rebound and managed to get a foul on his second attempt. Magic is responding by making a change and bringing on Antonio. I love the work ethic that Titus is putting into this finals, and you can really see that he really wants it. He really wants it.
Indeed so. Titus on the free throw line once more. Basketball games are won on the line. Championship games are won on the line. Titus converts on one. 46. Oh, not good. Antonio for the rebound. Antonio, is a three-point play from Antonio. Antonio was the other difference in yesterday's game, as we saw him do has similar plays as he has just done right now. Even in yesterday's game was, he was very consistent underneath the rim, trying to score those, going on the line, trying to extend Magic's lead on and on and on and on. And this is his second three-point play of the game. Tonga with the rebound. The ref calls for a foul. What is it going to be? Chongo attempt 2.
I also love the fact that, the person that, let me not say I love the fact, but let me say I'm kind of in between loving and hating the fact that the person that had to get the foul is Titus, who's a key player for Munali Suns. But that just goes to show that there are no easy points for Titus. It doesn't matter whether it's on defense, offense, as long as he's within range, he's going to fight for that particular basketball. Chongo converts for Magic, who are now leading by 4 points, sitting at 27 baskets to 23 for Munali Suns. Those of you that are watching us via YouTube would like to equally reiterate and say we appreciate your presence and we want to hear more from you. Send this link to your contacts and make sure that everybody is not left behind where these high-level basketball within Zambia is taking place here at Nasdaq between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. It is the Zambia Federation Basketball National Championship.
14 seconds to go in the second quarter. Munali Suns with a 5-point deficit. Oh no! Jesse managed to block it, but it was still scored. Ladies and gentlemen, halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, prize presentation. Halftime, Munali Suns 23.
Gentlemen, we now come to the halftime of the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship between Matero. It is Magic in the lead. Is a very high intensity, high games. And we'll be witnessing prize presentation from the teams that have been in the B League, and of course others that emanated victorious in that particular category. We will keep you updated on what is happening here in Lusaka, where Munali Suns is up against Magic, and of course a little bit later on we will be talking to coach from KCM Giants, Coach Chorwe, who is likely to receive some medals at the moment, but we will be hearing from him in terms of what his expectations are with regards playing in the Super League, as they are now going to be featuring in the Super League in which they qualify.
We are still here, you know, halftime in the national championship games, and I'm sitting here with Chole Musanje, the main coach for the KSM Giants, and you know they won the championship in the B team, in the B League. Yo, Chole, please just tell us what's going on in your head as you are watching these games, you know, and your team will be coming into the, you know, in the A League. So what are your expectations? What, you know, what?
And most of my boys are a bit small and here and there, but I know it's going to be a challenge. But we will try to work hard and maybe look for maybe 2-3 big guys who can actually help us, because I think my boys, they will need help as well in certain areas.
Okay, so specifically, can you tell us, you know, some strategies that, you know, you would love to employ, you know, coming into like the first game of the next season series, like, you know, when the league starts? What are some of the strategies that you look to immediately employ, you know, at the beginning of the league?
Well, I can't really say the specific role, but definitely we would want to win maybe 1, 2, 3 games start of the season. I think that way it will make the boys more, have that confidence. Yeah.
Chole Musanje, thank you very much. This is Chole Musanje, you know, the head coach for the KSM Giants, who are the B League National Championship. Thank you very much, Chole. Back to you, Wendy.
A set of rules. 5 basketballs and a set of rules go to Midlands.
At Manzi Valley, we pride ourselves in giving you the cleanest and safest mineral water on the Zambian market. Our mineral water is produced in the cleanest and most hygienic, germ-free environment in Zambia, and that's just a fact. We at Natural Valley take pride in the quality of our product so that you can safely enjoy our mineral water, rich in minerals, to satisfy that thirst and revitalize your body. So grab a bottle of Manzi Valley mineral water now to beat that thirst with the cleanest bottled water in Zambia.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this live broadcast of the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championships between Munali Suns and Matero Magic. We're about to commence the third quarter, which is the second half of this particular encounter. So far, Matero Magic is leading by 6 points, 29 to 23 baskets. We're looking to see what sort of strategies Munali Suns will be employing within the third quarter, which is the beginning of the second half, to make sure that that lead does not stream of Prism TV Africa, where the live broadcast of the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals is currently streaming. Matero Magic have come back with the same team, which concluded the second half into the third quarter, and it will be Munali Suns' possession. The mayor of the greater city of Lusaka, Mal Sampa, is actually in the building. He's here to also get to witness this epic finals encounter between Matero Magic and Munali Suns. That whistle, ladies and gentlemen, signals the beginning of the third quarter, which commences the second half. Eric drives in, hands it to Jason. Eric gets it back and turns it over as Agrippa gets the ball for Matero Magic. Augustine gets it for Matero Magic up top. Chola gets the ball and slashes right to in and converts for Matero Magic. It is now 31-23 baskets. Maktu, ladies and gentlemen, in the building, here to witness the finals as Eric drives from Munali Suns. Titus gets the basketball, and ladies and gentlemen, Titus from Munali Suns jumps it right back for Munali Suns. It doesn't matter who's there, as long as Titus gets the basketball, he's going to do something spectacular with it. Magic struggles to find the rim. Antonio gets the basketball and he converts for Matero Magic as the Matero Magic fans also scream. Jason with the basketball hands it over to Eddie, who pulls up for three-point play and almost converts. Antonio gets the rebound and finds Augustine, who is jersey number 4, who tries to drive in, but fails to convert. And ladies and gentlemen, he pulls up a spectacular layup. Augustine Kinda, jersey number 4, and just answers Titus and says, well, you can fly, Titus, but I can do stuff on the ground. Jason with the basketball, hands it over to Eddie Vumba, gives it to Eric. Eric tries to call for a play as he tries to find Mike Banda, who pulls right up and secures a foul on Antonio. And Antonio is mad at his teammates for simply allowing Mike Banda the luxury of getting the basketball right under the hoop and, of course, getting him into trouble. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the finals between Matero Magic and Munali Suns. A very epic encounter that is full of showtime. Mike Banda converts on the line. He is actually quite a very good, decent free throw shooter, and Magic best be very careful when it comes to fouling this particular gentleman. And he converts. He scores both on the free throw line. Chongo checks in, and Augustine takes the ball right up. Antonio gets the basketball, tries to make something with the basketball, spins right in, tries to find Chongo but doesn't manage. Agrippa gives it to Augustine, who pulls in. Jason with the rebound finds Eddie, who now charges forward for Munali Suns. Eddie finds Eric, and Eric finds Titus. Antonio pulls it up for Matero Magic and goes right in and gets a foul for Matero Magic. It is getting hot in the house, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams are playing high pressure basketball, both on offense and defense. Munali Suns now making a substitution to try and level things up. Cholwe, jersey number 12, is checking in for Mike Banda, who is the center for Munali Suns. Antonio for Matero Magic, jersey number 11, on the free throw line. He makes the first one and misses it. He tries the second one and he misses it as well. But Chongo grabs the rebound and dishes it out to Agrippa. Augustine pulls up for a three-point play and fails to convert. Agrippa attempts another one, and ladies and gentlemen, it is a swish, nothing but net. Magic supporters are up on their feet cheering for that particular three-pointer from Agrippa. Eddie gets the ball up top from Munali Suns, hands it over to Eric. Eric finds Titus, and Titus fails to do a 1-2 pass with Jason, who was cutting by the baseline. Jermaine gives it to Agrippa, who pulls up for another three-pointer, but this time around, it is an air ball. Jason brings the ball from Munali Suns and finds Eddie Vumba, who fails to dish the ball to Mike as he was looking for a 1-2 pass. Augustine has the ball from Matero Magic, and it is a turnover. And sportsman foul called on jersey number 10 for Matero Magic on Munali Suns, Eric, jersey number 4. Quite a very sneaky play. Magic leading by 11 points as an unsportsman foul gets called on Chongo Steezy Chon of Matero Magic. It is an interesting beginning of the third quarter here at Nasdaq in Lusaka, where the national championship finals are currently happening between Munali Suns and Matero Magic.
Munali Suns 27, Matero Magic 38.
Magic up by 11 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is game 5.
And Eric will be on the line to take free throws from Munali Suns.
Congratulations to Napsa, please They took it yesterday.
4 minutes played into the third quarter of the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals.
In the League B games. And now, this one is the main one. Let's see how it goes.
Timeout called for Munali Suns as they're trying to actually get to slow the momentum of Matero Magic, who have begun this particular quarter on a very high note. And it is actually a very good call from the Munali Suns technical bench, as we saw Magic stretching the lead by 11 points, something that has not happened since the first whistle in this particular encounter.
Somebody has an emergency, they need to leave. Please check your vehicle. AIB 9056. Somebody has an emergency, they need to leave. You are blocking them. AIB 9056.
It is the end of the timeout called by Munali Suns, and it is still Munali Suns' possession, as Eric from Munali Suns will be taking his free throw. He is taking his free throw on an unsportsmanship foul that was called on Steezy Chona. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric fails to convert the first one to reduce the lead by 10 for Munali Suns, who are trailing Magic by 11, and he misses the second one. It will be Munali Suns' possession on inbound. Eddie starts from Munali Suns and he pulls it. Eric gets the basketball as Ogi applies some defensive pressure. Eric pulls up for a three-point play but fails to convert. And Jason, ladies and gentlemen, grabs the rebound for Munali Suns. Augustine brings it up for Matero Magic. Augustine finds his way inside. Ladies and gentlemen, Magic has just scored. It is now 41-29. Cholwe up top with the ball from Munali Suns. Eddie grabs it and pulls out for a three-point play. And he almost nails it as the fans go wild, screaming to the referee, saying it was indeed a foul, or it should have been a foul for Munali Suns. Augustine brings the ball from Matero Magic. He takes it inside. Jermaine pulls up for a floater and fails to convert. Agrippa gets the basketball. Jermaine hands it back to Agrippa, who pulls up for a three-point play. He fails to convert. Antonio gets the basketball. Eric grabs the rebound and pushes it forward for Munali Suns. Eddie slashes his way in but fails to convert. Chongo keeps the ball in play. Antonio hands it over to Augustine, who pulls up for a three-point play, and ladies and gentlemen, he nails it. The fans are running wild with excitement, exhilaration, and of course, celebration as Matero Magic extends the lead, 44-29 baskets in the third quarter. Jason finds Eric, and the referee says it is Magic ball. Actually, my colleague MJ now back. MJ, the third quarter has begun on a very good note for Matero Magic, whose conversion has improved and less turnovers.
I had a chat yesterday with one of their managers yesterday, and the discussion was the same. In that, you know, the Munali Suns always need that mental toughness, that mental experience coming into the third and the fourth quarter of the game. Because what we saw yesterday is exactly what we are seeing even today. They trailed, but only caught up in the dying minutes of the game, and only because Eddie came to the party. Okay, so in the national championship game, you can't always depend on one guy. So this is what we need from Munali Sons. They need to have the mental toughness, they need to develop the experience, the confidence, and they need to practice, a clutch time minutes if they have to win the national championship. Not only this one, but even consistently as they go.
Into the third. Brings up the basketball and pulls up for a jumper and just MJ, I agree with you. Munali step up to help Eddie. You cannot rely on one person to win a championship, but in moments like this, when he seems to be quite on the low side, MJ, as you were saying, there is need for other players from Munali Sons to actually step up and work something out. Titus manages to get a foul from Munali Sons.
The magic, during the halftime, because this is a whole different team.
Very good question.
This is a whole the team we saw in the first and second quarter. Sangamila still here with us, wanting to give a comment. Sangamila, see how the game has twisted.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Jermaine has always played small forward. The way he's choking them threes tonight, the way he's choking them threes is like it's been long. I'm like, every time you drive and dish to him, it's money. And this is the guy has been playing small forward all along. Now look at that. Look at the scoreline. Predominantly, the scoreline is like that because of him. You know what it is, man. Back to you, Jeezy.
Thanks a lot, Sangamila. And obviously, we still have Jermaine on the floor.
Augustin kind of bring. Avoiding mistakes like the one that Augustin kind has just made right now, turning over the ball on his own. At this stage, it is something that is not very much accepted. And Magic is responding by making a change there. Bongani standing on the line looking to replace Magic, as it still remains Munali Sons basketball. Augustin Kinda, who has had a very impressive run so far, has rested for Magic. Bongani checks right back in the game. Eddie tries to find Tinashe, misses him, but Justin is right there. Antonio gets the rebound. It's up for another 3-point.
It is good. Chalway with a 3-point attempt that is good. Agrippa, one of the Magic's best shooters. We've seen Jermaine trying to show his dominance. Oh, and the walk is called on Antonio. It's going to be Munali Sons' ball.
One minute, 34 seconds before the third quarter gets to conclude. It is now 32-47. Magic is leading. Chole pulls up for another 3-pointer, ladies and gentlemen, and he almost makes it. Eddie saves the basketball. Hustling and tussling within the key as Titus secures but fails to get it. Chongo saves the basketball and gives it to Agrippa. Agrippa comes it. Bongani goes in for the drive but kicks out to Fred. Fred kicks out to Agrippa, who has an open shot. Will he convert? Ladies and gentlemen, he does.
You know, Wendy, what I like so much shot is that it's very fundamental.
For that rebound, Antonio, who has actually managed to contain successfully Titus from Munali Sons, not to accumulate as many fouls as possible. Tinashe pulls up and fails to convert.
Cholwe, will he do it again? This time he attempts to drive in. Jason.
Jason Fells. It is again.
Antonio.
Magic ball. Antonio gets the ball.
And the jump ball is scored. It's Magic basketball. 16 seconds in the third quarter. 50-32 in favor of the Matero Magic.
Magic on the attack as less than 5 seconds is remaining on the clock. Bongani drives and he gets blocked. Antonio gets the basketball, pulls out for a three-pointer, and he nails it! Ladies and gentlemen, it is raining three-pointers for Matero Magic. It doesn't matter who's pulling out for a three-pointer, as long as it is somebody in a white jersey, it will, ladies and gentlemen, be a money three-point play.
Wendy, remember in game 2 we had a discussion about a certain lead going into the fourth quarter. Okay, so the Munali Suns are trailing by 20 points as though it's a whole different ball game that we saw from yesterday. So what we're expecting now is that the Munali Suns really need to psych up going into the fourth quarter, you know, if this game has to change. A 20-point deficit.
Litmus test for Munali Suns. We know that they've played very beautiful basketball during the regular season. For them to even force game 5 on its own is a sign that they are a formidable side who have what it takes mentally, physically, technically, you can name it. But a 20 points deficit is not much where basketball is concerned, especially when you have 10 minutes to fourth quarter. Things can change, but this is a test for to know that this is not the end, but they have what it takes to actually fight back and give Magic a run for the money.
53. It is game 5 of the national championships.
Tinashe from Munali Suns making sure that the lead reduces. Bongani finds Agrippa, emphatically sends another statement and said in the driving seat.
It's no rocket science, Wendy. It's no rocket science. You have a good fundamental basic.
Matero Magic in the driving seat, sitting on 56 baskets to 35 for Munali Suns. Munali Suns possession. Sonda checks right back in the game for some control, obviously. And I feel one of the technical responses that Munali Suns have made at the moment by resting Eddie, I hope it was actually a very huge gamble on their part where offense is concerned.
I may have to agree with you, Wendy, on that one. Is that especially the fact that we didn't see Musonda in yesterday's game, and the last time he played was last week, sort of puts him out of the game a little bit more. You know, and Agrippa makes his third three-pointer in a row. Agrippa,
somebody stop Agrippa, MJ. Somebody stop Agrippa.
Fundamental basketball from Agrippa right there. Agrippa, 12 points.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is getting hot in the house as Matero Magic is now sitting on 61 to 35 points here in the fourth quarter. 2 minutes played, 8 remaining on the clock. Not be a walk in the park for them as Munali Suns is looking forward to make history. It is, ladies and gentlemen, a battle of experience versus determination. Will it be the determination of Munali's sons, or it will be on this particular Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals?
And he's actually scoring more than he did yesterday. And now we notice that the Magic are looking for him, are looking to create more plays for him so that he can shoot the ball pretty much more than he is actually doing. Now we can see Tinashe is trying to throw away. Oh, look at that. Beautiful basketball from Matero Magic.
Number 6 from Matero Magic, they're pulling up quite a very interesting play. Speed move on Munali-san's defender. Brilliant pass from Bongani to Agrippa, but unfortunately it just slipped through away from Agrippa's hands. Munali-san's is now on offense, charging, looking to convert something. And Bongani gets a foul.
Will Eddie work his magic again? Eddie,
To show right now. Number 6 for Matero Magic is on the line shooting from a tackle foul that was given. Take any of those words. Munali Sons at the moment should not be able to lose it mentally,
and the mental toughness, and not to do anything away from the ball. So what we saw,
their mental strength, that is what they have to. But now what you need is just that mental plus foul on Agrippa. The Matero Magic marksman, who has extended the lead for Matero Magic tremendously. Now, coming back to a discussion, I mean, right now, they have what it takes. All they need to do is stay focused in the game. They just need to stay focused in the game. 7 minutes to play is quite a lot of time. We've seen things happen, you and I, MJ, where basketball is concerned.
Indeed so, Wendy, indeed so. And the game of basketball does not lie. You convert on your numbers, you play your correct defense, you score your free throws, and you convert on all your attempts. That deficit for the Munali Suns will totally reduce. Good.
That is actually what Bongani is also very good at. He's a guy who can drive in and be able to recognize.
The Munali Suns still contending for that trophy. Agrippa with, oh no, the ball is stolen back. Tinashe attempted thing.
Matero Magic player Jermaine, who is in the MVP conversation, pulls up for a 3-point play, and that isn't just.
Oh no, Eddie picks it up, and we're not saying as much as we saw yesterday from Eddie. Fred with the ball. Oh, Eddie with the steal. Eddie layup, and the foul is called.
Augustine kind of checks. Very, very unlikely.
Now you see that's very poor defense. That would have been a steal for them. And those are the kinds of plays that you don't want to see in the national championship game. And that's the experience that Munali Suns need to start developing. A single-handed dunk lies for the Munali Suns.
Exactly. And Chongo almost got posterized over there. And I can imagine back to basketball. And our YouTube. Brilliant play from Matero. Tense, ladies and gentlemen, tries to work out apparently on some of the comments. Sweet with Magic his usual basketball.
Wendy, we have Maki 2 in the building tonight. Munali Suns with the ball.
Jermaine makes a foul on Zaninge from Munali Suns jersey number 7, going on the line. Everything right now is going well for Matero Magic, as they are sitting on a very comfortable 21 points lead, 50 to 71 baskets this afternoon here at Nasdaq in Lusaka, where the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals are currently taking place. Matero Magic marksman Agrippa will be checking into the game. Zaninga pulls for the second one, and he makes it. Now, one of the things that people do not really realize about Zaninga is that he's a very good set shooter. His accuracy is very, very brilliant. I think this is
to kill some time. 2:28 on the clock. We feel that it's becoming less likely in game 4 of yesterday's game.
2 minutes 21 seconds remaining on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. For Matero Magic to repeat history or Munali Suns to make.
Because we can tell that the reaction has not been so good defensively and offensively. Okay, we can see a lot of casualness, a lot of passiveness. You know, this is something that, you know, both teams have to learn, especially the Munali Suns, that no matter how bad the game gets, you do not give up until the fat lady sings.
1 minute 38 seconds to go.
We would encourage the Munali Suns so they can have a talk about it. You do not give up, especially if you have thousands and thousands of people watching at the building, and also, you know, on various gadgets like phones and laptops. People who are watching out there, you need to display the best basketball, you know, you can ever display, because this is your time. This is your time. This is the time that the world has to get to know you.
Yeah, and you can see the Matero Magic fans and of course players themselves begin to celebrate as only 1 minute 38 seconds is remaining on the clock before the final whistle. And of course, we will get to see who will make history or simply repeat it this afternoon between Munali Suns and Matero Magic.
Undoubtedly so, Wendy, that with 1 minute and 38 seconds to go, it would take Kobe Bryant to bring this game back.
Of course, with the defensive prowess of Ron Artist.
It's going to be Munali Suns' ball.
Exactly. Fans on Matero Magic. Smiles on the faces of Matero Magic fans here at Nasdaq in the arena as Jason makes to score his first free throw attempt from the pushing foul he got on Agrippa. Chants from the arena, ladies and gentlemen, have begun from Matero fans who are simply saying, it is our championship yet again. Augustine kinda picks up the basketball as 1 minute is remaining on the clock right now. Eddie playing some pressure defense on Augustine, who keeps the ball in play. And ladies and gentlemen, he drives in, tries to find his Matero Magic players, and he manages to get a foul. Jermaine is actually complaining over there, you know, that Augustine kinda could have easily just given him the ball and get himself out of the pressure situation that apparently resulted in their favor as well.
I think at this point, a little basketball etiquette wouldn't be so bad for the Munali Suns. There's no reason to foul, but just play good defense, you know, enjoy the basketball game, you know, and take in and appreciate, be grateful for the fact that, you know, you made it this far, and also it's a learning process and a learning curve also for them.
It is Magic inbound. Agrippa pulls up, ladies and gentlemen. He almost makes it. Finds Tinashe. Tinashe scores right in the face of Monga.
We're going to see some fighting spirits from, you know, some specific individual players that are saying no to losing a basketball game.
Magic, and of course, currently watching the live stream of the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship. Prism TV Africa. Now, Prism TV Africa is also on StopStar. You can also search for it over there and be able to watch live this particular broadcast. Matero Magic, Marksman, Agrippa, jersey number 5, who has displayed very good basketball right now on the line as a timeout is called. Matero Magic are celebrating right now, cheering ole ole. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are at the verge of repeating history. It is 50 seconds, .3 remaining on the clock, and the crowd is Suns forced game 5.
And we should give them, the Munali Suns have displayed nothing but, you know, fighters who have gone all the way to the end to fight for their team. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough for the most experienced team that we have in the league right now, the Matero Magic, who have still remained undefeated, you know, with the league title and the national championships.
And Agrippa, ladies and gentlemen, manages to score both on the line by extending the lead. It is 55-74 for Matero Magic. Magic still in command. Magic possession. Ladies and gentlemen, Matero Magic has repeated history by winning the 2019-2020 Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship. The Magicians of Matero have done it for the 16th time, ladies and gentlemen. It is the double for the Magicians of Matero. They are the league champions of the Midlands Basketball Association, and at the same time the 2019-2020 Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship.
This was well expected, Wendy, when we were going into the fourth quarter, when we saw that under 19 20-point lead from the Magic, and we knew what the final destination was going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, the Matero Magic are the 2019-2020 National Sports Basketball Champions. You can see the Munali sons walking off the floor, appreciating their fans, and their fans appreciating them. And from the chants we can tell that the Munali sons have been well appreciated. Good display of basketball, good entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen, Magic has repeated history in a make or break situation by winning this particular championship for almost the 16th, if not 17th time, Coach Davis. And first and foremost, congratulations for winning this particular championship. First things first, we saw a different set of guys in the third quarter who really just crashed the spirit of Munali's sons. What really happened in the locker room?
It was a belief. Never underestimate the heart of a champion. That's it. We just believe you're supposed to win this one either way. We had a rough road, but then a road to paradise is always rough. You just had to come out with a win at the end of the day.
Okay, Coach Davis, another thing, this is now in the past. I know that the celebration mode is currently on, both from the fans and the Magic players themselves, but right now the journey to preparing for the NBA Africa basketball begins right now. I would like to take this opportunity to just get to find out what are some of the steps that you're taking as a team to consolidate your unit for that particular competition.
Just go back to the drawing board as it is. Yeah, already we have the blueprint. What we need to do right now is just make sure we have everybody healthy as we prepare for those upcoming championships. As it is right now, we have a huge team, and we're gelling well. And as you could see, we are learning every game we played. We had too many new players coming in, but obviously brilliant players. So if we could continue the spirit, I'm sure we'll represent the country very well.
Thank you very much, Coach Davis. Once again, congratulations for winning the championship with Matero Magic. Ladies and gentlemen, you're still watching the live broadcast of the Zambia Basketball Federation here in Lusaka at Nasdaq, where Matero Magic has repeated history by winning the championship, of course prevailing over a determined, spirited, resilient and tenacious Munali Suns. We will be talking shortly to the finals MVP as they get announced. Right now we will be crossing over to the awarding or presentation of trophies and medals to the deserving winners. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have KCM Jones? Nice one. Buffalo's Bull. Napsa Bulls. Buffalo's Formula.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm here with, one of the best rappers in the country right now.
The best, actually.
MK Makitu, aka Booga. Makitu, this is a wonderful experience for us in basketball. Biggest celebrities for the game of basketball, especially when we have the biggest teams in the league playing the game right now. Munali and the Matero Magic. How did you find the game, and what prompted you to come here?
Of course, it's the finals. I needed to be here. It's just a pity that most games are on the weekends, and on the weekends we all mostly have gigs and stuff. So the last couple of weeks I was out of town the previous weekends. So I had a free weekend, and I decided, it would be a great way to spend my Sunday afternoon.
Wow, and you actually came in at the right time, at the finale actually of it all, and hopefully we want to see more and more and more of celebrities like you and other celebrities alike to come and support the game of basketball. But do you play basketball at your free time? Do you do any other sports apart from being the best rapper in the country?
Yeah. You'd be surprised, I'm better than some of these hoopers. Anyway, I'm more of a rapper or hip-hop artist more than anything. So hip-hop, music and basketball have always tallied. So it's not perfect that I'm here, and I love basketball. So it was an honor for me to be here, and I enjoyed myself. So I think that's what matters.
Makitu, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank
and
you.
hopefully we'll be to see you more and more.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Yes, that's it.
and all the entire officiating team right now are receiving their medals for doing quite an exceptional job at a very high competitive level of basketball you can think of in this country.
And we should also be able to appreciate the mayor, the president Shawi Fawazi, and also Mr. Kambi, who yesterday had a competition of 3-pointers.
Interesting, eh?
And they managed to raise 27,000 kwacha to be given to a charity foundation of the mayor's choosing, and that was it's very key, and that was very key. We are keen to mention that was a very good cause for them to do so.
Those of you that actually did not manage to watch the shooting competition, interesting shooting competition between the mayor of the greater city of Lusaka, Mao Sampa, and the Zambia Basketball Federation President Shawi Fawaz, you can simply go back to our YouTube broadcast for yesterday. You can see all the action over there and get to see who actually carried the day. I'll not spoil it for you by simply telling you. All you have to do is simply go back to our YouTube page and you can have that information in real time. The prize giving ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, is currently underway, and the officiating team that unbiasedly, without partiality, managed to see over the affairs of the finals between Matero Magic and Munali Suns are receiving their medals.
Still at the award giving ceremony.
And fully paid affiliation for next season.
Witnessing the award giving ceremony.
Buffalo's B as the runners.
Buffalo's B as runner-ups are just receiving their trophies, their medals,
for next season.
and of course the affiliation will be paid for next season. So one interesting thing about Buffalo's B, which were the runners-up in the B League category, is that they already have adequate representation in the Basketball Super League here in Zambia. Green Buffaloes, which apparently could not make the cut for the top four or the national championship in Zambia. But the question that obviously we'll be asking is, are we going to see the Buffaloes team being graduated into the Super League or intact?
I think undoubtedly for us we should be able to believe that the Matero Magic, the Buffaloes B team are able to graduate going into the Super League. And what the strategy would be from that is that they could also pick out players whilst the team is still in the A League. Yeah, there's no reason to keep a team in the B League just so you can maintain that they maintain a necessary. You see what I mean, Wendy? So what we want to see from Buffaloes is that let them graduate. Let the kids have the feel of the Super League team. So even if they face relegation again, they're able to dominate over and over and over again. So we believe that Buffaloes A can still pick players, make them graduate into the Super League while still having the same team playing in the A League.
Yeah, obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep you updated on how the protocols in that particular respect will play out, considering the fact that Green Buffaloes is a military team that obviously, is also guided by protocols that are not, considered by other teams that are non-military. KSM Giants, the champions of the B League, the 2019-2020 champions, led by Coach Cholwe, are receiving their medals right now. Massive congratulations for them. Congratulations to the KSM Giants for dominating the B League and thereby graduating into the A League. Now, MJ, you did have a conversation with Coach Cholwe, who's leading KCM Giants, which dominated the B League and has now graduated, or rather qualified, into the Super League of the Zambia Basketball Federation League. What I'd like to find out from you is, based on your conversation and what you witnessed today at the highest peak of basketball in this country, do you think KSM Giants have what it takes?
Well, the conversation still remains the same. Went on. I think I had a chat with Cholo Musanje, who explicitly mentioned that after seeing how the game has been played, during this series, and also him being one of the, he was quite a good player back in his day with the Unza Pacers. What he said to me was, we have a lot of work to do and we shall not relax. If it's anything, we have to work a little bit harder and have to put strategies in place to ensure that we actually start winning, the first 7 games, before we drop the first game. They have to win the first 7 games, of the league next season. He says they have a lot of work to do. They have a competition that they have to face, and they are ready. You have to get ready, to go through all that.
Massive congratulations to Zawalika Daka, who has emerged as the most valuable player in the finals in the B League category, as he led KSM Giants to this particular championship. And I like the fact that this also will take his talent, apparently, which some people thought the B League was a little bit on the lower side for him, considering his quality of play. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, he has proven that by winning the MVP, and he will be graduating and taking the talent in the A-League. Massive congratulations to Zawalika Daka there for scooping the most valuable player to the B-League category. And I also love the fact that, you mentioned, MJ, that the finals between Matero Magic and Munali Sands served as a lesson for the KSM Giants. It gave them pointers on what they're supposed to work on to avoid being the whipping boys once they graduate.
Indeed so, and the KSM Giants can learn a lot from Munali Sands, who were in their position, a few seasons ago. And the Munali Sands have, they didn't only graduate, but they went on to dominate the league. And this is what KSM Giants have a challenge to beat. So, and if anything, if you go back to the Munali Sands book, they will tell you that the hunger continued as though they never ate anything for 3 years. That's what it is, Wendy.
The feminine category, Green Buffaloes, the runners-up receiving the trophies. And it's amazing that the ladies are actually looking all very beautiful, dressed, suited differently from their usual uniforms that we see them wear during the games. Green Buffaloes, one of the most consistent teams in the feminine league in Zambia. As far as I can remember, ladies and gentlemen, magic player Chongo Stizi Chona crashing our commentary booth right now. Congratulations, Chongo.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. It's a dream come true, man.
We were talking to Coach Davies earlier and we asked him what changed in the third quarter. You guys just came out with a different outlook altogether. You were very resolute, you were very dominant, you looked focused. You just sort of came to send a statement. What really happened in the locker room?
It was simple, man. We just said, hey, guys, let's go Mamba mentality here, man.
You're doing it for Kobe.
This one is for Kobe, man. You know what I mean? We want this. This is a life changer for us. So if we want it, if we're going to represent the country, we have to show them that we are capable of doing it. So we came out here, Mamba mentality, crash all the boards, make sure everything we miss, we got it. If you're it has to go in.
Congratulations, Chongo, once again.
Thank you. Let's go.
It is indeed a Mamba mentality, and ladies and gentlemen, the legacy of Kobe Bryant, the fallen Los Angeles Lakers legend, a player that apart from Michael Jordan deserves to be called the greatest of all time where basketball is concerned. Indeed is no longer with us but lived to be with the Lord in eternity, but his memory, his inspiration, his legacy continues and lives on.
That's right. The NAPSA Praise are the 2019-2020 ZPF National Champions.
And you did predict that obviously Tendai will emanate as the most valuable player in the feminine category for the Napsa Breeze, which are the 2019-2020 champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we walk away with 5 basketballs. Their affiliation with
Napsa Breeze, ladies and gentlemen, receiving their medals for displaying quality, very good, exceptional, and of course emerging victorious in the female category of the 2019-2020 Basketball National Championship Finals under the ZBF, Zambia Basketball Federation. Now, one of the things that is very unique about this particular finals is not only about giving a team the prize money to have them spend it elsewhere, but the money is being channeled back to affiliation to be able to rid these particular teams of the burden of looking for affiliation money. Not that they cannot afford, they can afford it, but it's just one way of making sure that registration modalities for these teams that have displayed exceptional basketball in the just ended season actually have it easy, or they can focus their attention on other activities in terms of preparations such as skills development and working on other areas. The MVP right now is being announced, and ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting patiently just to hear MJ. Do you think Tendai is going to win it?
Tendai Ziko is my best guess right now. Tendai Ziko is my best guess.
28 points each game of the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the national team member player.
Definitely not Tendai Ziko.
2019-2020 season, the MVP 2019-2020 season. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the national team netball player, the national team basketball player, all the way from Kabe, Soja, Elizabeth Warrior.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Elizabeth Warrior has emerged as the finals MVP, most valuable player in the feminine category in the Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals. Elizabeth has won the most valuable player. Of course, contrary to the prediction by MJ that Tendai was going to win it, Elizabeth has emerged victorious. And that brings me to another line of thought, MJ, where female basketball is concerned in this particular country. Do you see any growth? I mean, with the men, we keep seeing new faces, new talent emerging, taking center stage, taking famous spot. But where the women are concerned, do you think as much growth is being seen?
Well, you see, this is a discussion that we've always had, Wendy. I think there has been some casual growth, as compared to the past. We have, I think we have, if I'm not mistaken, about 8 to 10 teams in the, in the feminine league, as opposed to the number that we had, a while back. So there has been some gradual improvement, but obviously there is room to do, to improve.
The runners-up in the men's category, Munali Sons, walking with their head high, saying we did everything that we could do on the floor to make sure that we make or take this particular championship to Munali, but unfortunately the magicians of Matero still had tricks in their sleeves. Ladies and gentlemen, Munali Sons collecting their individual medals and of course a team trophy. It will be forever written in the annals of history in this particular country that there was once a team called actively 2 times, fought their way, did everything they could, but unfortunately the opponents that they were facing in those particular finals had match experience.
You know, there's always, it's one of the greatest teams in the country right now. But obviously this year was not their year, and obviously we needed to see more of the improvement of the defensive end, and also converting you know, a lot of missed shots. I think should we change that going into the next season, we can still have the Uza Pacers back on the floor, and obviously being the fan favorite, you know, in terms of contesting against the Magic.
Definitely, we are going to see Unza Pacers in the finals in the 2020-2021 season. No doubt about that, provided, of course, they do some of the changes that MJ has just mentioned over here. Munali Suns receiving their accolades for emerging runners-up. Ladies and gentlemen, they're now receiving a team trophy, and their captain, Musanda, will be doing the honors on behalf of a very, very determined side. And I can bet that come the 2020-2021 season, Munali Suns will be a force to reckon with. And should they make their way to the finals once again, they're going to be quite a tough nut to crack. Having been to the finals 2 times, lost to 2 formidable teams that have quite massive experience, that are very much, you know, being on the stage more than themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019-2020 Zambia Basketball Federation champions, Matero Magic, are receiving their individual medals right now. The chants, celebrations, and whistling in the house are as loud as they can ever be as Matero Magic are receiving their accolades. Massive congratulations for Matero Magic over there. They indeed brought it to game 5. They've been on this particular stage before. This is not the first time. But one of the things about a championship, MJ, is that it doesn't matter how long you've won it. Matero Magic have won this particular championship in this country for more than 15 times. But the feeling never gets old.
It's because, you know, the blood and sweat and the tears that they put in during the practice seasons, the practice sessions, and, you know, during the time of the league comes to pay off at the very end. You know, it's like an exam, Wendy, you know. You can pass an exam, you know, you've been passing since grade 1 all the way to the person that you are today, but for every exam that you write, each time you pass, you still have the same feeling. It never changes, even if you've passed a lot of times. And this is what it is, the same, you know, on the basketball court.
Very, 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 very accurate indeed, MJ. And you've just pointed, you know, I mean, I'm tempted to say that your submission is as powerful and accurate as Tito would dunk over Matero Magic in the finals. But anyway, just to add to what you're saying right now, indeed, the preparation is different, and that's what makes it more dynamic. The set of guys that put in work, the unit is never the same. The challenges that are faced in a given season are different compared to what was won in the past. So yes, it is dynamic, it is different, and of course the feeling never gets old. But Matero Magic, congratulations once again to them, but I believe the greater challenge lies ahead for them. The NBA Basketball Africa is yet another different stage that they have to prepare for adequately. That, you know, calls for 10 times even the effort that we're putting on this particular stage at this level.
Definitely, Wendy, definitely. We need to see some, you know, level up of basketball 10 times better if, you know, they have any chance at the NBA Africa.
Matero Magic captain handing over the trophy to one of the senior players, Fred Kyler, as they take it to the fans, and you can hear chants of excitement, chants of exhilaration from the Matero Magic fraternity, family and supporters who can help themselves but sing in celebration. And among the fans there, you can see basketball legends in Zambia like Malindi Chipili, who has represented Zambian basketball at a high level on the national team at different forums, and one of the people that founded the Matero Magic team, one of the people was
in the masculine category.
The MVP is about to be announced right now. Will it be Jermaine Maue, or will it be a surprise MVP in Agrippa? Could it be Bongani? Or perhaps could it be Fred? We just never know. But I don't know. What do you think who the MVP will be for Matero Magic?
This one is a 50-50 in that I wouldn't know who would get it, because different individuals showed up in different games. You see what I mean? We saw Agrippa coming in, we've seen Jermaine coming in, we've seen Bongani coming in. It just shows you what talent.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen,
the mayor of Lusaka has won MVP.
We told you that it doesn't get better than this, ladies and gentlemen. The mayor of the greatest city of Lusaka. Wow. The mayor was announced, but Jermaine has been brought forward before the announcement could actually be made.
This is not what it seems to be.
Yes. Who can it be, ladies and gentlemen? Who is it? Is it Jermaine? Oh boy, the mayor was announced, but Jermaine was brought forward.
Oh no, I think Jermaine celebrated prematurely. The MVP has not been announced yet.
By the Looters, LCC, Lusaka City Council.
So the mayor of Lusaka will be announcing the MVP from what we are believing. So Jermaine didn't play for the Looters, so Jermaine isn't the MVP.
MVP 2019-20 season.
It could be Chongo.
MVP 2020 season. All the way from Congo, Antonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a shock. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get interesting than this. A very warm gentleman embrace between the two players. Jermaine Maue, who has put up quite an exceptional play in the 5-game series, congratulating Antonio, who has won MVP. Did you see this coming, MJ?
A few times during the series, I had mentioned that Antonio had remained very dominant even underneath the rim, and we saw that in Game 4 yesterday. He was picking up all the loose balls and putting them back on. Okay, so probably he wasn't the first or the second or the third on anybody's list, but he deserves the award as much as any player would. So I would put my endorsement on Antonio as well, because he remained dominant underneath the rim.
Massive congratulations to Magic forward Antonio, who has secured MVP for the 2019-2020 Zambia Basketball Federation National Championship Finals, where Matero Magic have emphatic teams that did put up quite an exceptional display of basketball. And Munali fans, it is an open secret that Matero Magic has emerged victorious at this particular encounter, with Antonio emerging the finals MVP. And of course, in the ladies category, we had Elizabeth, who pulled and emerged as the finals MVP. And in the B League, Zawali Kataka, of course, was rewarded for his quality display of basketball. We will get to see you next season, and of course, we want you to keep following up with what is happening within the basketball world by simply liking Prism TV Africa and liking the Zambia Basketball 101 page on Facebook. The name is Vincent Matero, and of course I've not been alone in this particular interactive session within the finals. I was with MJ, Fabian Poku, and we were interacting with you. Massive thank you to those of you that were interacting with us via our YouTube platform, that is Prism TV Africa. We appreciate your comments wherever you're from. Those of you that were watching us outside Zambia, we appreciate your interactiveness, and of course we hope to see you as we continue televising sports and broadcasting quality content like you've never seen on the Zambian market. My name is Winston Mafora and I'm out.